Hi Renas, how are you? So I just thought I'd come out here and make this little video quickly because I wanted to be short, quick, sweet, and to the point. But yeah, there's a lot of drama going on with Miss Grand International. Originally, I was going to give it no attention and not say anything, especially because I have both Indian and French blood. So I really wanted to stay out of the mix. But I thought that I'm seeing a lot of things circulating on social media platforms like TikTok. And to be honest, it's really heartbreaking. India does not have access to TikTok. TikTok is banned in India. So seeing all these TikToks being made about Rachel Gupta and having a lot of hateful comments towards it and commentary towards Rachel, when even though Rachel's on TikTok, she's in Thailand, so she has access to it. Indians themselves don't have access to TikTok, and they can't really speak up or say anything. But also, I'm having a lot of heartbreak seeing how much the two countries are fighting, and how much controversy and divisiveness it's causing now. Oftentimes when any of our contestants get into a quarrel or anyone insults one of our country's contestants, we take it very personal and then we start going to attack each other. So now you have French people attacking Indians and Indians attacking French people, and you have Indians attacking Miss France and French people attacking Rachel Gupta, and somehow like now there's Filipinos in the mix, and some are like supporting Rachel and some are attacking Rachel. Then you have Indonesians who are because Nova and Rachel are very close. They're like, let's go attack the French. And I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. Like, so if you know anything about my channel and you know anything about me, first and foremost, I didn't even introduce myself. So let me start off with that. Hi, my name is Vijayreyna. I am a pageant analyst. And if you want to join the Reyna family, hit the subscribe button. And my Instagram is on the description box down below and the pinned comment. Sorry, I get like that I'm not introducing myself and this video is a little haphazard. I just don't like this stuff. It gives me actually kind of anxiety, and I just get really heartbroken when I see these things. I really value unity and pageantry. If you see my channel or if you watch any of my videos, you know that I try to keep the spirits up and I try to keep them uplifted. And I really think that unity amongst countrymen and country folk and is way better in pageantry than divisiveness. And I feel like in pageantry, way too often we are divided and we are arguing, and it's just honestly sad. And I think that at the end of the day, let's get into the backstory. First and foremost, basically what happened is that Miss Grand France was having a Q&A session, and one of the questions and I'll put it up here, they asked, hey, what do you think about Miss Grand Rachel? Is it true that you don't really like her, you're not really privy to her, you're not really fond of her? And she said, let me go ahead and put the rumors to rest. Miss Grand International Rachel Gupta disrespected me in front of, well, she said she disrespected her in front of the MGI team as well as the girls. I think she meant the top 8. So that's really what sparked it all, and she went on to say some other stuff. So it's going to be here so you guys can read it for yourselves and see what she said. So yeah, what do I think about all this? First and foremost, Rachel's response was really good. She was pretty much like, hey guys, like, don't respond, don't send hate to Miss France. She put it in one of her like group chat thingies. I can't find it, but if I do, I'll put it up here. Basically, her message was like, I'm not upset about it, so you guys should not be upset about it either, and just carry on with life and continue as normal. So I think that was a really good response. Rachel still follows Miss Grand France. I saw she did not unfollow her after all these things. I think that's a really good response. One, it lends well to Rachel because my grandfather taught me growing up that if someone says something about you and you know it's not true, or you know that in your heart you're a very good person and you meant nothing ill, then do not react with anger, do not react with spite, because only people who feel like what is being said about them is true get offended. But if it's not true, then why are you upset? So I think Rachel being only 20 years old and having the mature response to Miss Grand France is really great. So this is really like, wow. I think personally, if you ask me my opinion, that these matters should be handled privately. Miss Grand France had a lot of space and opportunity, I would assume, to talk to Rachel privately and take her off to the side and tell her how she feels if Rachel did do something. We have to remember that these girls are together for weeks, right? But they still don't fully know each other. I know on camera and everything, it seems like they're very close, which is very cute, and I love that for them. But at the end of the day, like, how well can you know someone in only a month and a half, which is about the time that they spend with each other, a month and a half or 2, right? It's kind of impossible to get to know somebody in that short amount of a time. But if you don't know someone that well, and then on top of that, you're spending every single day with them, at some point, it's reasonable that someone will probably do something to annoy them or irritate them or make them feel offended. How many of you have had a friend that you have unknowingly made upset or hurt their feelings, and it wasn't even intentional, but you had no idea? But the friend, let you know about it, they communicated with you that their feelings are hurt, and it gave you an opportunity to apologize and, try to make it better, and that saved the friendship. because Miss Grand France is not close with Rachel to begin with, perhaps she felt, and I don't want to speak for her, but maybe she felt like it wasn't worth her time to even address it with Rachel. But I do think that hopefully, I don't, and maybe she did address it with Rachel. Who really knows? I hope she did because it would be kind of disappointing that if she did not at least give Rachel the opportunity to apologize. Perhaps Rachel unknowingly did something. Again, they're together like every single day. Maybe something did happen. Who knows? People also mentioned that Rachel was not at Miss Grand France's going away. Miss Grand France had to leave, unfortunately, because her mother was not feeling well. So she left early from the top eight. And guys, I hope that we all give our prayers out to Miss Grand France's mother. Hopefully she's doing well. We don't need to send any type of hate to her mom or anything like that. I know Miss Grand France, I think she's Muslim. So inshallah, your mom is doing well and she's in great health. And inshallah, she's recovering. And inshallah, she will continue and remain in great health. I mean, and inshallah means God willing, by the way, you guys. So I'm just doing a little I'm just saying like God willing, her mom is okay. But that I think was a little bit impromptu. I don't think that the day that Miss Grand France was leaving, she was supposed to leave. And we have to remember that Rachel Gupta, although the top eight are together a lot, she's still Miss Grand International. Yes, all the queens are winners in their own respect. Yes, they're all queens in their own regards. But if we're being objective, there's only one winner, which is Rachel. So her responsibilities are different from the rest of the top eight. We have to be objective and fair and say that Rachel is going to have duties even after the top eight. When the top eight, the reason why you guys see sometimes like the other girls together at the mall and doing things and Rachel's not there, because Rachel is Miss Grand International. She's not the top eight. She's Miss Grand International. She has events that she has to go to and attend that she's obligated to attend. There's events already that Rachel Gupta has been to that are without any of the rest of the top eight. And when the top eight all go back home to their respective countries, Rachel's still going to have to carry out Miss Grand International duties. That's just the part of the job. It's part of her responsibilities. So unfortunately, when Miss Grand France had to leave, Rachel Gupta did have an event that day as well. So I presume that that's why she was not in attendance for her going away party, and that's completely fine. People are also saying, look at how much everyone loves Miss Grand France, and Rachel does not seemingly have as much of a connection, or she's not as friendly with all the other girls. I don't think it's a requirement for Rachel to have to be super like friendly and BFFs with everybody. When you go to work, are you best friends with everyone that you work with? You're cordial, right? You get along with them. You try your best to, be respectful of them, but you're not necessarily befriending everyone. Also, I think she's just introverted. Like Rachel, since the beginning of the competition, has not been someone who is super like outgoing. It's not an insult. It's just who she is, and that's okay. But I think there's a lot of people on TikTok who are judging Rachel for being different from maybe people of their country. There's a lot of countries, like for example, there's one pageant analyst that I love. It's a Filipino pageant analyst. And I have followed her for some time, and I'll put her video up here, but she's someone that I aspire to be. Like, she's really great, and I have nothing but respect for her. But I will say, when I saw this video, it was a little disheartening to me. It kind of made me, as an Indian, a little bit sad. And I'll put it here.
Cameras. Yan na nga. Though we've been observing this, di ba, right after the coronation, since part sila ng top 9, di ba, winners, they have events after they were crowned during the after they were crowned in Miss Grand International 2024. And mapapansin naman na hindi naman talaga nag-uusap or nagchichikahan itong dalawang ito. So this is a surprise for me, and I admire her courage, but more than that, the honesty. 'Di ba? Her honesty. Oo nga naman, parang similar lang din dito. 'Di ba? When we do vlogging, kami mga vloggers, ako personally, pag may mga bashers, I really don't get easily offended or affected. Why? Because most especially if I don't know the basher. Most especially if I don't have any, relationship or bond nga with that person, then, why get affected? And I think that's the same thing with Miss France right here. So, nagpakatotoo lang. So, medyo hindi maganda yung ganon, di ba? I know that Rachel is still very young. I think she's only 20 years old. She came from a very affluent family, mayaman, may kaya, but it doesn't give her an excuse being young and rich to have that attitude. Di ba? Ang daming kumakalat na nga na parang hindi masyadong mahilig makisama or makibond with her mga grand sisters, mahirap tawagin, 'di ba? Or minsan ayaw nga bumaba. I think the mom even came to the rescue, sabi, um, para ma-appease itong si Rachel Gupta. I know that she'll be doing a homecoming in India, but I hope that they will organize it well because she didn't really grow up there. She grew up in New York, I think, in the US. So, I hope people know her definitely as Miss Grand, but I don't know, but hindi magaling ganitong attitude. And I think it should be considered by the organization, not because we love CJ, not because we want her to be Miss Grand. Of course we want to deep inside, pero if there is a valid reason, for a dethronement because of bad behavior or attitude, or isolated case lamang ba ito, but I don't think it's an isolated case. But again, this is just my personal thoughts, di ba? Bakit ba siya? Um, bakit ba andyan pa rin siya? 'Di ba? More tea in my upcoming post. But yun lamang po. But I love you, Miss Grand France.
So I think first and foremost, as pageant analysts, we have to do our best to be objective and not too subjective. Firstly, TikTok is banned in India, so Indians don't get to see that TikTok because it's literally banned. And before you say, well, Rachel's on TikTok, that's because she's currently located in Thailand, so she's able to access TikTok. But if she's in India, you have to use like, I'm sure you have to use like a VPN or something. And so a lot of Indians don't have access to TikTok. Even if I share the TikTok from TikTok to Instagram stories, they can't even view my Instagram story. Like my Indian Reinas can't even view my Instagram story. I have to save the TikTok and post it individually onto my Instagram story. I can't just repost it onto Instagram directly from TikTok, or people from India who follow me can't see it. So that's just something to be mindful of, is that Indians can't even see the TikTok. And I think it's unfair to talk about a queen from India when Indians themselves can't even have a 2 cents in it. And I just want to say that I'm doing my best in this video to not be biased. I want to make a very big, huge disclaimer, guys. Please do not attack Miss France or Miss Grand India. The point of this video is not for one woman to get attacked or not. I see so many right now people. Well, I'll make the disclaimer later. Let me not devolve. I can go all over the place. So going off. Sorry, the lighting is a little weird, but I wanted to say this too a little bit in retrospect after rewatching the video from Tita Diva Star, or Ate Diva Star. I'm not sure how I should be referencing her. But first and foremost, again, a lot of respect to sorry, I did not like the lighting. But yeah, first and foremost, a lot of respect and love to Tita or Ate Diva Star. This is in no way is trying to be disrespectful. And I watch your content, and maraming salamat po for all the content that you put out there, and much respect to you. But I will say this, it was a little disappointing to hear as someone who is an adult talk about someone who is only 20 in this manner. Mentioning that she's affluent and she comes from a affluent background, I think has no relevancy, and that she has like a not so much magandang personality or magandang attitude. Hindi ko alam po where she has a bad attitude per se. I think
You said I'm just a friend to you. Like zoom out.
Oh, it's so pretty on you. Oh my god, I love this color on you. On you? On you. On you. It looks so good.
that she just has a more docile personality. I don't think she has a bad attitude because of it though. So I don't know. This is really heartbreaking. I've seen this take a lot, and I've talked about this as well, where I've seen a lot of people hoping that Rachel will be dethroned in hopes of CJ becoming Miss Grand International. When Nikhil Anand, Miss Grand International's former director, pretty much dropped his license, there was a lot of comments almost hoping that CJ would be the new Miss Grand International and hoping and praying that Rachel would be dethroned. And to hear Dita slash Ate Diva Star further this narrative and saying it's multiple instances, so I think she should be dethroned and CJ should be the winner, blah, blah, blah. And then to see so many comments that are happy and throwing Rachel under the bus even furthermore, it almost feels like you're using this whole drama with Miss France and Miss Grand India as an scapegoat for for your support of CJ, for Rachel being dethroned. And I think that's very unfair. I think that's very unfair, and it's not right to the girls. Rachel worked just as hard, whether she's a fluent or not, as any other contestant. It's the first one from India. And if you watch my live reaction to Miss Grand International, you know that I have loved CJ just as much as I loved Rachel. I have always loved CJ. In fact, let me put some clips, if I can find them, of my reaction to CJ during Miss Universe Philippines. Oh, they're gonna piss. Yes! Yes! As she should! As she should! That was good. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. That was actually one of the best answers yet. Yeah. So yeah, I've always loved CJ. She's always been she's literally my favorite beauty queen in any system. Like in the history of pageantry, CJ Opiaza is my favorite beauty queen. I love her pasarela. I love her personality. I love how bakla she is. I love everything about CJ. So she's my favorite queen. And I also was 100%, as an Indian, I was hoping my top two would be India or Philippines, and I was 100% okay with CJ Opiaza winning. However, I would never ever, if CJ won and Rachel did not, I would never ever ever hope to see CJ dethroned, ever. Like I would never wish that upon her, and I would never start using things that are irrelevant or untrue, or start kind of having a bias and skewing my narrative towards CJ's dethronement in favor of Rachel getting the crown, because I wouldn't want to see the dethronement of any queen just so India can have another crown. To me, it's not right. I would be heartbroken for the queen who got dethroned, because it's every girl's dream to be this. And I think CJ in her own right is such a queen. She's already so achieved. I mean, look at her background. She's a breadwinner. She has done so many things with her MUPH first runner-up title, and she went to so many schools and did so many events. And as Miss Grand International first runner-up, she's doing an incredible job. And CJ herself is friends with Rachel. And so I think it's really disappointing. And I think CJ herself would not be happy to hear that people are using her name to slight Rachel because they're friends. And yeah, other Southeast Asians are to each other, correct? So judging Rachel through the lens, and I'm saying this specifically because I mostly saw the Filipino comments on TikTok, probably because it was Tita's video and Tita is Filipino herself. Judging Rachel through the lens of a Southeast Asian culture is a little unfair because she's not Southeast Asian. So of course her personality may be a little bit different. Maybe it's not what you're used to seeing, and that's okay. But look at our queens from India who have won Miss Universe, and look at the queens from the Philippines who have won Miss Universe. Pia Wurtzbach is very jokey. She's very funny, very bubbly, very personable. There's a reason why everyone loves Pia, right? Because she's just so funny. If you listen to Pia, she's always making jokes. She's very jokey, and I love it. And Katrina Gray is very geeky. She has like she says herself, she has a giggle factor. She's very jokey, very all of that, right? But if you look at our queens like Hernaz, or if you look at Laura Datta or Sushmita Sen, they're more conservative, more relaxed. They're not as jokey. They're not making as many jokes. They're a little bit more maybe serious in nature. And that's also fine. Neither is better than the other. They're just different because one is and from Indian background and culture, and the other one's from a different culture. So obviously they're going to be different. Like you can't expect like someone from Egypt to be the same as like someone from like Mexico, right? Like they're different cultures, so of course they're going to be a little bit different. So like it's the equivalency of like an Indian judging like someone from Venezuela through the lens of an Indian. Like it wouldn't be fair, because they grew up different. Also, the claim that Rachel grew up in US and not India, and she's not known in India. Rachel grew up between, from my understanding, the US and India, but Rachel's a very culturally Indian. Have you guys heard Rachel's accent? She has an Indian accent. And so for those of you guys who are saying, well, she can have an Indian accent and still be raised in the US, guys, my dad was born in India and he came to the US very young, and he has no accent. He did not retain the accent. I'm telling you, like if you come as a kid, like very few people retain their accent, at least from India, because English is a common language in India to begin with. So it's not hard for Indians to adjust the accent to fit the culture they're in. So Rachel also writes and reads in Hindi fluently. She knows Punjabi fluently. She knows Hindi fluently. She knows all the different like Hindu prayers. She goes to Amritsar. Like these things that if you're not from our culture and you weren't raised in India, you wouldn't really know. She knows more than I do. So I don't think it really matters. I don't know what the relevancy of her being raised in the US is, because she's also was raised in India, and I think it's an irrelevant and unfair point that's just trying to bring Rachel down more and make her look worse. And I don't think it's fair. I think we should all be nice. And my reasoning for bringing up the whole like Pia Catriona, Laura Dutta Susmita, and trying to like make it is because I have so much love for Filipino pageantry, and I really want Indians and Filipinos to not have a war. I'm already noticing comments on social media of Indians and Filipinos like seemingly going at it, and my only response is look at this video. Look at this video of Rachel literally crying because CJ's leaving, and how much love they're showing each other. The same unit. These queens obviously have a friendship. They have a connection. So why are we involving ourselves in this? I hope that we can let love be the messenger in this situation and not hatred and not division. So yeah, please don't attack me in my comments. I know that sounds silly to say. I mean, I'll just delete your comment if you do. But I don't like this stuff. I report on it because I'm a pageant analyst, and yeah. But I hate like divisive things like this. I hate when the queens argue. The world's not perfect. People aren't perfect, so arguments happen. And I think we should just be kind to one another. Whether or not Rachel and Miss France want to hash it out is dependent on them. They're both grown adults. They're both grown women, so they can decide for themselves whether or not they want to figure it out. And if they don't, that's okay too. I wish them both the best of luck. We should all wish them best of luck. Please, Reynas, wish them good luck and blessings. And yeah, I think that we have to be kind to one another, period. I think that we should not get involved. Please stop with the mean edits of Miss France if you're Indian. I really actually request that you stop that. It makes us look really childish. It makes us look really not good. I know that we are protective over Rachel. It's our first Miss Grand win for India. I know you guys want to protect her, but Rachel already made a statement saying, please, like, don't, like, she's okay. She's not worried about it. She's not hurt. So even I myself at first, admittedly, I was a little upset, but I calmed down and I realized that, hey, like, at the end of the day, like, who knows really what happened. I hope that, if Miss Grand France's feelings were hurt, she can find, like peace within them. And I hope that she feels better. And I'm sure this is maybe hurtful for Rachel if it was unexpected as well, or if she saw Miss Grand France as a friend. Who knows? I'm sure she also feels a little bit sad, and I'm sure she is not happy to hear that Miss Grand France is upset with her. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Let's just be kind, both in the comments and when we leave this YouTube channel. Let's be kind. Let's spread love. Rachel's coming home soon. CJ Opiaza already came home. I'm gonna make a little video about CJ's homecoming. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, usually I'm not this honest and candid on camera. I mean, I'm honest, but I'm not like all sentimental on camera. But the idea of dropping this video is giving me a lot of anxiety, you guys, to be honest. Like, I don't want to like disrespect anyone. I don't want French people to be mad about what I'm saying. I don't want Indians to be upset with me. I don't want Filipinos to be upset with me. I don't want Latinos. I just like, you can't please the world in life, right? It's not possible. But being a pageant analyst, especially one that's not as experienced or hasn't been around as long, people are telling me like, you need to get thick skin, you need to get thick skin, you need to get thick skin. I have thick skin. I'll just delete the comment. Like, it's not about thick skin, but it's not about, it doesn't hurt me in the sense when people make like attack people for their opinions. It doesn't hurt me in the sense that like I personally take offense to when someone says something in my comments that are not nice. I'm not personally offended because it's fine, but it hurts me in the sense of like humanity. Like, how are we as humans able to just mindlessly say like these things about to one another, you know? I think that's what gets me, because it's like sometimes pageantry can be so, for me, it's always been like a fun thing, like something that's like fun and exciting. And like, I love the fact that there's so many countries that are represented and it's so diverse and it brings so many different cultures into one stage. So I don't know, it just kind of sucks to see that sometimes we get divided over these things. And it's like, you know, like I understand being defensive over your own country. We all we're all very protective of our own country, but I don't know why we start attacking each other's countries. I don't like that. Like, I don't like the idea of like Indians and French people attacking each other. Like, what is going on? I'm, you know, to Miss Grand France, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry on behalf of Indians for any of the edits or any of the hate comments you're receiving. Like, you know, although I don't necessarily, I think there maybe was a better way to handle it. You know, you have the right to choose how you wanted to go about whatever happened to you, and this is how you wanted to do it. So it's your right to do so. So, you know, like, I'm sorry that people are making hate comments to you. I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that, inshallah, God willing, your mom's okay as well. And to Rachel, if you're watching this, I'm super proud of you for not having a combative response. And to my Indians who have been messaging me like, we're just going to ignore this, we're not going to say anything, I'm proud of you as well. Like, good job for representing India well and keeping our head high and being kind. And I see so many Indonesians protecting Rachel, and thank you for that. So much, like, terima kasih for, you know, speaking up for Rachel. But again, like, let us spread love and let us be kind. And now I'm just rambling, but yeah. I think I'm also exhausted because it's a lot of drama this pageant season, and it's not good drama. It's like negative drama that's really sad. So it's making me kind of feel like, what has pageantry come to? So yeah. All right, you guys, this is my video. Let's be positive. If there's any more drama in pageant season for this season of pageantry, I'm not gonna make a video about it anymore. I'm just exhausted. So let's focus on CJ's homecoming. Let's go support CJ. She's already there, but I'm gonna make a video about CJ because if you guys don't know, she's my favorite beauty queen ever, of like all time. And then and her and Katrina Gray. But you know, and I'll make a video about Rachel as well. Her homecoming is upcoming, so if you're in India, sorry, I have shoulder pain. If you're in India, go and support her and show up to the airport if you can. I know that we're not a big pageant country. People consider us a powerhouse, but I do know I'm aware that we don't have like a huge population of people who are like super supportive of pageantry in India. It's not a focus for Indians. And I know a lot of the people who do support pageantry and Rachel are in Mumbai, which is very far from where Rachel is having her airport arrival in the capital. So nonetheless, we will do our best to support Rachel and be there for her as Indians. And let us not be rude to one another. If you like this video and you want to join the Vijayreyna family, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Go ahead and leave. My social media will be in the description box down below, as well as in the pinned comment section. Keep your comments nice and kind, please. As always, this is a nose ring, not a booger. So if you saw that in the video, sorry. Let us be kind to one another. This was a disclaimer. This is not an attack on anyone. Or like Dita that I put the video of on this video. I have so much respect for her as well. And it's not meant to discredit her in any way, or her hard work and dedication. But as someone who is of Indian blood, you know, like I felt like and French blood as well, I feel like I had an obligation to also make a video. Another weird day for pageantry, you guys. We got to stop this drama. Or as pageant fans, we got to stop adding to the drama.
Like zoom out.
Oh, it's so pretty on you. Oh my god, I love this color on you. On you. It looks
You say I'm jealous.